Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome back to a very empty, very untidy garage. So we had some really good feedback from the first BadgerCave video. Glad it went down well. You guys know the plan now, you know what's happening. So we're about to get in the truck, head up to BadgerCave with the trailer to put the car on the dyno and collect it. But first, I thought I would show you the crack and fold. So here we have one crack and fold. Now this is pretty mega. Check this out. This crack runs from here, up here, around there. Don't even know if you'll be able to focus on that in there. It's actually as if the filler has come out there and carries on right round to here. So as well as that, we've got another crack starting here. You can see where that's been blowing. That runs from there across to there. You can see where it's been blowing again, and it runs slightly inside as well. But yeah, safe to say this is a real mess. Now the repairs Andy did have actually held up really well. Nothing Andy welded up has cracked. The rest of the collector, can't say the same, it's fallen apart around it. So yeah, we were on borrowed time. It lasted one race, over the moon with that. My ancient MIG welded downpipe is actually still in one place, even though it's not the best looking thing. That's going to sit on the side as spares now. So yeah, not really a lot more to it. We're going to jump in the truck, head to BadgerCave and see how it goes on the dyno. So I made it back to BadgerCave. We are here to pick up the car. Currently just having a couple of issues with the cold start, which is yet again playing up. The car doesn't really want to idle. The sooner this is off the current ECU and onto an Ignitron with drive-by-wire, the better, I think now. But yeah, we're going to make the most of it, sort it out, get it on the dyno. We're going to weigh it first, work out what power we need, and we'll see how this goes. So we're on the scales, we have 1199 kilos. Right, so 1199 kilos, no aero, full tank. So we add 24 kilos for the aero, gives us 1123 with a full tank, 54 litres, 40 kilos of fuel, so it gives us 1183. Put that into our 300 brake per tonne and we have just a shade under 355 brake to play with. So we'll get it on the dyno and see what we can do. Right, car's strapped on the dyno. First minor hold up. Bill's fired up the laptop and we're getting an air temperature sensor fault, and we just had a look and this has broken off the plug at some point fairly recently, because that's not been like that before, but it's probably died at some point over winter. So we'll throw a new plug on and we should be good to go. Tweaks. We've got a bit of a misfire creeping in around 3,600 revs. A bit noisy. So we are going to throw a set of plugs in and see if that cures it. Right, so I'm back home now. Some of the audio on these clips has not come out well at all. So what you can see here is the power is rising up. We're making the power really early on. It's actually breaking out and exceeding the 355 brake we're looking for. It then dips back down, which is a little bit odd, more on that later, before levelling out around the 355 that we want. Right, so done a bit more work on it, proving a little more work than I anticipated. Bill's pretty much what he expected. So we're still working on the power curve here. Things are getting a little bit smoother. That run, 321 at the wheels. So we've still got a weird dip around 5,000 RPM. Now, it took us a little while, but eventually we cured that by changing the cells at 4,500 RPM. So there's something slightly strange going on with the interpolation. But once we solved that, things got a whole load easier. Wow, well, that's been quite an afternoon. So we ended up chasing our tail for ages on that. So it kind of turned out that the way when we're tweaking various cells on the ECU, it's actually not quite where we're getting the RPM reading on the dyno. So the dyno RPM was right, but where we're getting the log, we ended up, I'm rambling, I'll stop. So yeah, finally, I'll spin the camera around, show you what we've ended up with. So in red is last year's map and in blue is this year's. So we've got more power and more torque sooner, probably looking at 200 RPM sooner. We've got about 12 foot-pounds more than last year, and then we are about 8 or 10 brake less the whole way across, and that blue line is as flat as we can possibly get it. So yeah, it didn't make it easy for us. We had a little bit of a misfire, had to throw a new set of plugs in it, but coming off at 5:30 now. Bill's really put the effort in. He's been on the dyno all afternoon. I think we're up to run 55 or something stupid. But yeah, we're done. So I'm going to get this on the trailer and get it home. Right guys, so that's the end of that one. Absolutely enormous thanks to the guys at BadgerCave, Bill, Alex and Nathan. We even had Tufty pop down at lunch, proper old school BadgerCave. So yeah, massive thanks to the guys. Awesome day. The race map is looking better than ever. We've got more torque, more boost earlier on. It's about 200 RPM earlier with the new wastegate, and then we're about 8 horsepower down on what we were last year because the car's lighter, so we're still within our 300 per tonne. I hope you guys have liked the video. I am exhausted now, so I'm going to head home.
Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
And I think by the time you see this, we should be set up at Silverstone, ready to race tomorrow. So, fingers crossed, eh? Right, that's it for me. Take care, guys. See you soon. I've got no idea what I'm doing. Where else are we going with this? Should really plan this better. No, my mind's gone to mush. Oh well. Welcome to my empty garage.